We're here with the redesigned 2024 Lexus GX 550. A hybrid will be coming later, but until then we have a twin turbo V6. This is the ultra luxury trim. We got it loaded up with kids, we got it loaded up with Costco goods. We got our Starbucks, we're ready to roll. All right, let's start with the front end here. They've really modified the spindle grille. The previous GX's spindle grille it took to a certain type of mother to love it. This one's very pleasing, and I parked it next to some Defenders today, and it looked pretty solid next to them. It definitely looks like a direct competitor now to the Defender. The daytime running lights here, they're pretty bright during the day. Of course, we have the triple beam LEDs right above them. Now I just turned the turn indicator on. You see how bright this daytime running light is? When you turn on the turn indicator, it gets dim, and then the turn indicator is not actually the daytime running light. It's half the length of it. And I think it was the Lexus TX where this doubled as a turn indicator. So very interesting how it is not quite the same between the two models. Now underneath the hood, twin turbo V6, 3.44 liter V35 AFTS. Remember correctly, this first debuted in the Lexus LS. We see a derivative of it in the Lexus LX as well. This has 349 horsepower in this tune and 479 pound-feet of torque, which is a huge improvement in terms of numbers over the old V8 on the Lexus GX, was a little over 300 horsepower and around 320 pound-feet of torque on the outgoing V8. Fuel economy is about the same. We'll talk more about that one once you start driving. And this has made it to a 10-speed auto compared to like the 8-speed auto we see in the Land Cruiser on the Toyota sibling side. Like I said, a hybrid should be incoming in the next year or so for this Lexus GX. It's already out in other markets, but here in the United States, we're still waiting for it. All right, we didn't talk about the fog lights here. No need for them at this time of day, but you also have this turning lamp. So when you start turning the wheel, this will illuminate so you can see the side of the vehicle, which is kind of nice. All right, just watch your step cast as you come around. This is massive 22-inch wheels, the largest on a Lexus, I think, ever. This is on the F platform, just like the LX and pretty much all the new Toyota trucks as well. God bless you. The sun just came out, right? I feel bad. The running boards on it on this Luxury Plus trim. There's Premium, Premium Plus, there's Overtrail, Overtrail Plus, and there's Luxury, Luxury Plus, at least here in America. And the running boards, you can sync them with the door as auto, they pop out, but there's a problem. You can see like it kind of ends a little bit early here, so we have problems actually putting kids in. Like if we step here, sometimes it just is not good enough for a family. However, it is aesthetically pleasing because when you shut this door, that's a weak shove, but when you turn it off, it looks nice because the rest of the GXs are going to have, maybe not the Overtrail, but like the premium models are going to have running boards that are always sticking out. These are nice, so you can just disable them, and then you have this really clean look from the side. And from the side, the GX is bigger than it ever has been before. Longer wheelbase, it's more like the LX than ever before, but it still is very GX-y because come to the back here. When we get into the back, you'll see that even though this can tow like 9,000 pounds now, it's just like the old GX when it comes to cargo capacity. Yes, you can lift the glass up like the old GX, but we have this loaded with cargo from Costco, and it's pretty much filled up all the way. And that's the thing, I need to do this, I need to lift up the glass first to see if something's gonna roll out on me when I do that. So now that I got the jelly in a safe spot, I can lift up this beautiful light bar. I really like the back end of the GX here. Cass, how do you feel with the Lexus emblem being gone?
I prefer an emblem. But
you like the emblem better than the type, right?
Better than the type, yeah.
Yeah. So like the old GX, there is like no room here behind the third row. And we are a big family of 5 kids. This vehicle would not work for us. Even if we got the bench seat model that has 7 seats, it's still just way too tight for us. So this is probably best for 2 or 3 kids. We'll talk more about that later, but you can see this is fully loaded. I also have a AC charging port or a household outlet for up to 400 watts there. You also have a kick sensor on this, I think. There it goes. I like double triggered it, but there it goes, it's going.
Yeah, why with that sensor? Because
yeah, we walked by it earlier and it was in the shadows and we accidentally triggered that sensor. It could have been my 3-year-old flailing her legs because I had her hand. So just be careful, it might close, but at least it gives you the beep. There are competitors that will just close the rear hatch without any audible warning. and that could smack your head. All right, let's come back over here. Let's talk about the back seat. Oh, Abe's sad. All right, we need to be quick because Abe's kind of sad over there. So we have USBs back here. We have some pretty basic cup holders in the middle. These seats tumble forward. They're not adjustable forwards and back. So this is where they are stuck. And you can see rear facing seat, and Cassie's pretty short here, but still there's like hardly any room for that rear facing seat. There are vents back in the third row. There's lots of headroom back there. Adults can fit back there finally compared to the previous model. You also have USB-Cs in the very back as well, which is a nice addition. And we also have this beautiful panel roof. You can't even get that on the range topping Lexus LX, and it has that stargazer option here where it completely frosts out the top, which is one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen. So we need to get the massaging seats on.
It has massaging seats?
Yes, it only takes about 8 clicks to make it work. But they are some of the best massaging seats, I think, that I've tested. Unfortunately, there's no shortcut there. There's a shortcut to Android Auto. It works really well wirelessly, so I do appreciate that.
It's nice.
The massage is nice, right?
Goodness.
Because it gets your tush, which most manufacturers don't get your tush very well. And so if you're on a long road trip, this GX would be an absolute dream. Turn radius here, it's not bad, to be honest. I think it's actually pretty good for such a large SUV.
Yes.
Something just flew back there, but that's what happens when you overstuff a Lexus GX. All right, this is the Luxury Plus. So it comes standard with the Mark Levinson sound system, 21 speakers. It is unbelievably loud, really crisp, very impressive sound system. The low bass is not the most impressive. The bass sound system is around, I think, 10 or 11 speakers. The only way you can get this Mark Levinson is in Overtrail Plus, Luxury Plus, and what is Beach Control doing? Is he waiting for us?
I think so.
Overtrail Plus, Luxury Plus, and then it's optional on Luxury. You cannot get it at all in the premium as things are flying around back there. It's probably one of the booster seats at this point. But I also have a digital rearview mirror, which comes in handy, especially if you have kids in that third row with the headrests up, because they are pretty huge. All right, Cass, so we've been in the Defender recently. We both loved it.
Yes.
How would you compare the interior here on the GX compared to the Defender?
It's still nice, but I would say maybe less luxury,
Yeah, I would agree.
right? It's just like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's the same like thought into material
Yes.
composition, you know?
Yep.
It's just a little different. And then there's a lot of high gloss shiny,
Yeah, right here. Yep.
which is not my favorite, and I think it might be a, you know,
Yeah.
less expensive package.
Well, you would think so, but this is the most expensive GX they make, and
Most
this
expensive.
is like
That's all
what
you
you
get?
get. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now the seats are semi-aniline. They are really nice leather. And I think I do have thigh extension on here, which the old GX didn't have. The old GX's seats were pretty small.
And then did the Defender come with massaging seats?
I don't remember.
I don't think it did, because I would remember.
Oh, you don't remember?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So these massaging seats are honestly really hard to beat.
Yes. And can I add, like,
Yeah.
the, what's it called where it feels like there's air
Ventilation seat?
Ventilation seats
Yeah.
all the way up to, like, your neck?
Yeah. Well,
That's
for you.
amazing.
For you.
Oh, yeah, for me it
I
is.
sit a little bit higher on
I'm
the
5'2".
seat. Yeah. Ventilated seats are really nice in here.
Yes. It's really
And it
nice.
ventilates even all the way down here by my, like, the top of my thighs, or should I say the ends of my thighs.
It's
So
really nice.
they're pretty good.
For Florida?
Yeah,
it's, like,
not bad.
perfect.
Now this Luxury has this cool box here, and it's cold. I wouldn't say it's as cold as the Defenders. That thing was
Right. You said it was
ice.
cold?
Yeah, this Genesis doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, they still don't know what they're doing.
All right.
It's cold enough. It'll keep your stuff cold. Just don't expect it like really cold. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to say. It's better than not having a cool box, but as a result, you're going to give up a little bit in armrest storage. These are all the cup holders we have up here. We do have some stuff on the doors that you could put maybe additional water bottles, but our Stanleys here take up the cup holders, and they don't rattle or anything, so it's a good
that's
cup holder.
good. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned in the Defender it felt really roomy and airy.
Yes.
How do you feel
I
here?
feel like it's way more compact,
Mhm.
more narrow.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how someone bigger than myself, honestly, can sit comfortably back here. But
Or yeah.
I don't know. But up here.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if it's because my seat's pushed up a lot, because I don't need that room. But it is definitely more narrow.
Yeah.
But I will say I do have wide shoulders, so
Yeah.
it feels more narrow.
The seat feels pretty big, but the space around the seat feels pretty tight.
It feels like you're like in an airplane, like cockpit.
A
Or
little
right?
bit,
Like,
maybe.
Let's go
Yeah.
to the moon. Sweetie, it looks like she's not wearing.
I thought she wasn't wearing a top either, so she matches.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she matches her shirt. The braking here is so much better than the old GX. The old GX, you had this weird squishy sensation when you first got on the brake pedal, and it was just like mush all the way down. Brake pedal in here is really nice. Ride quality, well, it's a bit bumpy. Now this has adaptive variable suspension, so if I turn the mode select, I can put it in comfort mode, which is going to soften the ride a bit. You can probably already feel it's much softer. The downfall of comfort mode is that when you throw it around the turns, it feels almost like the old GX, which it feels like it's gonna like tip over because it's so like blah blah blah.
Yes.
And you can feel it. Just me doing this, you can
Yes,
feel.
don't do
Sorry,
that.
yeah, I'm just saying, like you can really feel how loose it is in comfort mode.
Yeah.
Now there's a custom mode, but I'm not gonna mess with it because normal mode is honestly the best mode. There's also Sport and Sport Plus. So if it's already a bit firm in normal mode, imagine what Sport and Sport Plus is going to be. It's overly firm. It does handle really well, and it handles so much better than the old GX. But I find normal mode, honestly, the best of both worlds. It's still a bit on the firm end, but it's still plenty of comfort. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's as smooth as the old GX. The old GX had this eerily old school luxury smoothness to it, which the Defender kind of has that. The Defender is a smoother ride than this, and it has a stronger powertrain with the inline six, and I think it's like mild hybrid, supercharged and turbocharged. That thing's, it's got a lot more high-end power.
Yeah.
And it was earlier, I needed to do a U-turn to get to Costco, and I had that really great initial surge of torque here, but the 349 horsepower, I was just like, wait, that's all this has? And maybe it's because I'm spoiled with the Defender, and we had that one. It's just like,
Yeah.
man,
The Defender was, like,
it was
very nice.
Yeah, the Defender drives better in town, and it has a better powertrain. Now
Same price.
they're about the same price. I think the Defender might be a little bit more, but here's the thing, and the Defender is the car I would be leasing. This would be the truck I'd be purchasing and owning long term. Yeah, this thing I feel like is Lexus just has a better track record of reliability compared to Land Rover, and it's not even close. So I would be leasing the Defender and buying this. But like this doesn't, even though this is a luxury plus, it's the most expensive, even more expensive than the Overtrail Plus. It doesn't have the EKDSS, which is the fancy off-road stabilizer bar disconnect stuff that's for the Overtrail. So it doesn't have that, unfortunately. It doesn't also have a rear locking differential, which is for the Overtrail, and the Land Cruiser has that. The 4Runner will have that stuff. So it's not, this is going to be a good off-roader and better than most, but it still doesn't have, even though it's expensive at over $80,000, it doesn't have some of the nice features that the Overtrail has.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the 14-inch screen here, it's not my, it's okay, it's fine. I prefer the Land Cruiser's 12-inch screen with dedicated climate control instead of having the touch capacitive climate control, but really it's not that big of a deal. The only thing that irks me about this is really mainly I have to fly through the menus to get to the massaging seats. So unfortunately I don't find myself using them very much because it's a chore to just turn on the massaging seats. Visibility is great in here. Super tall windows. The mirrors are very tall and like narrow.
Yeah.
And so even
different.
they look cool on the outside. They're kind of taken from the old FJ. And I'm gonna get around here, and this is the benefit of having this torque in town.
My word.
It's not as smooth as the old V8, but my gosh, it is far more effective in gaining speed. there's no comparison. Fuel economy, I saw 15 miles per gallon in town, so it's not better in gas mileage necessarily than the old GX V8 in town, but it's going to be better on the highway. You should be able to see 20, 21 MPGs on the highway, which wasn't capable with the old 6-speed auto and the V8. Yeah, the mirrors, even though this can tow a lot, I just feel like the mirrors aren't set up for towing a lot of weight. Like, I struggle seeing out of these mirrors the wide amount that I'm used to in normal mirrors. So I can see very vertical in them, which is great, but I can't see very far to the sides. The head-up display in here is pretty much useless. So,
oh really?
Yeah, I don't like it, at least for my height. If you're shorter, maybe it's a better setup. I literally am looking an inch above the hood to see the speedometer on it. And then also I get a double vision blurry effect on it. It's not a very good head-up display. In fact, this is the same head-up display you see on a Camry that's half the price. Yeah, to me, for me, in my opinion, it's just not worth the extra money. I think it's like, I don't know, it's not that much. I think it's like $600, but it's not a very good head-up display. Because by the time I'm looking that far down, I might as well look at my MID here. They're actually pretty close to each other. And the font's also really small on it. So I feel like I'm done roasting this head-up display. A better head-up display is found in the NX and RX, but you give up actual buttons here for customizable buttons on the steering wheel, which I don't like. So there's always a give and a take, it seems like, with modern Lexus. We have this new GX. It's more off-road, more capable than ever before, but I feel like it's taken a step back in terms of luxury. Okay. It's nice on the inside, but it doesn't even look luxury to me. And it's not as smooth as the old GX, even though it handles better, brakes better, and accelerates better.
Right.
So, and it's a better off-roader, even though it has more space. Like, it's not 100% better than the old GX, and I found that to be the same with the LX as well when they redesigned the LX. The old LX felt bigger, and it just felt a little bit more luxury. The new one just is a little bit too sporty feeling. It's the same here for the GX, but Abe is done listening to me rant about the GX. We love the GX. It's fantastic, but it doesn't feel like a GX necessarily anymore.
Right, we're being nitpicky.
We're being nitpicky.
Yeah.
Would I take it over the RX right there? Absolutely. Would I take it over the TX? No, because of our family needs. I'd pick the TX absolutely over this because it's bigger, more space, more cargo.
Do you like the massage seats?
The massaging seats are great. But if I had a choice between this and the TX plug-in hybrid for around $80,000, I'd pick the TX. Plug-in hybrid, we would never have to spend money on gas, and if we do, that's fine. We'll just go take a long road trip. We'll be reviewing the TX plug-in hybrid in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that.
Exciting.
And Cass and I have both said this vehicle is probably best for 2, maybe 3 kids.
Right. It's just so tight with the car seats.
It's so hard to get kids in, little kids in and out.
It's hard to maneuver when you're the parent
back
there.
Yeah, and then like on this luxury with the weird running boards, it's just
a little bit of a hazard.
It's a hazard because like you stepped back and it wasn't where you thought it would be.
Yeah, and I just kept going.
You just kept going. It's a long drop for you.
It's a long drop for me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were oh God forbid you're holding kids, you can cut that out.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. Well, no, that's true though. Like, if you're up there with a baby and you're coming down and you miss the running board, that's like, it's a hazard.
It's a bit of a hazard.
So that's why I just disable the running boards here, so you know exactly where the ground is.
Right.
You know.
You can predict it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
this is the most he's like cried ever in a car review. It's really quiet in here, by the way. It's really, really quiet, like the Defender, like the old GX.
Even the massage seats are quiet.
Look, you're right.
Which is bizarre.
Sometimes massaging seats are like...
Very puffy.
Yeah, no, these are like silent. All right, guys. Well, this is Abe's first GX review. He probably wants to share his opinion. We're just not letting him.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
He's So he's got plenty of thoughts about the GX. Love the GX. Love the looks of it. Maybe get the Premium Plus model. Save a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Definitely look at the Defender if you're leasing because it does some things better than this.
Yes.
And it feels definitely roomier.
Right.
So.
And it's Defender.
And it's It's a, yeah, anyways. All right, thank you guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.